Hello, everyone, and thank you for being here. Welcome to Veiled Muse, your nighttime sanctuary. Whether you're curled up in the corner of your bed or unwinding in your favorite cozy spot, tonight I'm sharing not one but three original stories. The first one comes from Reddit user yoyer_mom, a tale from their younger years back when the world still felt wide open and full of mysteries. What they experienced that night was creepy, unsettling, and completely unexplainable. If you don't know me yet, I tell stories. Stories that might just keep you up at night, or ones that feel eerily familiar. Perhaps you've lived through something similar and want others to feel that creeping sensation you've carried. If you enjoy this content, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and share it with your friends. And be sure to ring that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Got any stories that keep you up at night as well? Submit them through the Google form linked in the description box. I'd love to hear from you. Either way, you're not alone in the dark. So hit play, turn the lights off or on, come closer. I have a story to tell you. This is a true story when I was 14. And before you roll your eyes, yes, I've always believed in the paranormal. I believed there are things out there that we haven't fully discovered, and maybe we're not meant to. It was summer vacation about 8 years ago. I was sleeping over at my friend's house. We were the same age, so of course, we stayed up way past bedtime, laughing, gossiping, acting like we didn't have a care in the world. Around midnight, we decided to walk to the park. She lived near a main road, so there were still streetlights. And we did bring a couple of little weapons for safety. But whatever we saw that night, no weapon could have stopped it. The park entrance sat at the top of a steep hill leading down to a parking lot and a big, dark field where the playground was. The plan? Just swing under the stars, enjoy the summer air. But that plan died the second we reached the entrance. She stopped in her tracks. "Do you hear that?" she whispered. I listened, and at first, nothing. Then, faint scratching. I laughed it off. "Probably just a raccoon," I said. But before I could take another step, she grabbed my arm. Her voice was shaking. "Do you see that?" I squinted. Without my glasses, the bottom of the hill was just shadows. "See what?" I asked. I didn't have to wait for her to answer. Something started running toward us. And, friends, it wasn't human. It wasn't an animal. It wasn't anything I've ever seen before. It was skinny, hairless, shaped like a person but moving on all fours, naked. Its head was tilted forward in its unnatural way, and where its eyes should have been, just black, empty sockets. And it was fast. We turned and bolted. My heart was pounding so loud I could barely hear her scream my name. I spun around. She was on the ground. I hauled her up and she gasped. It grabbed my ankle. When I looked back, it wasn't chasing us anymore. Maybe it didn't want to be seen by the cars passing on the main road. Maybe it didn't need to. And here's the weirdest part. The night before, we had watched a video about the rake. Did we manifest it somehow? Or was it just waiting for us? I never saw it again. I didn't get the paranoia, the dreams, or the stalking that legend warns us about. Just curiosity. Why was it there? Why did it stop? And what would have happened if we hadn't run? The next day, I dragged my mom to the park in broad daylight. We searched the parking lot, the field, every inch we could get to nothing. But I felt it, that presence, watching. It's still out there, and it will always be. That first story gave me goosebumps, but I'm not ready to sleep just yet. That photo of the park, that was submitted to me and it's original, just enhanced, you know the gist. If you ask me, there's something about traditional, cozy places like Japan. The narrow, lantern-lit streets, the tatami rooms, the soft creak of old wooden floors, that makes them feel like they hold secrets from centuries ago. And maybe some of those secrets still walk among us. Japan is full of tales, paranormal encounters, horror legends, strange events no one can explain. But you've probably heard a few. So come a little closer. I have another story to tell you. The only time I've ever seen a ghost was in Japan. It was late November 2016. I was staying in a small Airbnb apartment in Kyoto. I slept on a futon, spread out over the tatami mats in the bedroom. The first night, I woke up wide awake, though I couldn't tell you why. And then I saw him. A man, maybe in his early 60s, dressed in traditional Japanese clothing. He walked from the right side of the room, passed right behind my head, and disappeared to the left. He wasn't solid, more like a faded photograph you could see through, but I could make out his face, the folds of his clothing. He never looked at me, just stared straight ahead and walked on. It didn't frighten me. Strangely, I just rolled over and went back to sleep. The next night, though, it was kinda different. I woke again, same stillness in the air, and I just knew he was coming back. Sure enough, he appeared on the right side of the room, gliding the same path as before. I turned my head, expecting to see him pass on the left, but there was nothing, and that's when it happened. The edge of my blanket, right next to my left thigh, began to lift, slowly, rising into the air, higher, higher, until it was about 1.5 feet above me, as if an invisible hand was pulling it up. In my mind, I screamed, "Stop it! Leave me alone!" And then everything stilled. The blanket fell back into place, and the hunting stopped. Oddly enough, I wasn't afraid. I thought I would be, because I'm terrified of ghosts, but in that moment, I felt calm. I told my Japanese teacher about it. She came to the apartment to give me lessons sometimes, and her face went pale. She was terrified. When I shared it with my Japanese friends, they reacted the same way. But for me, it was just one brief, impossible encounter. And I still wonder, who was he? Why was he there? And why did he choose me? I want to share a pretty creepy experience I had back in the early 2000s, right here in Japan. But first, a little background so you get the full picture. I grew up as a biracial military brat, excuse the language, spending most of my childhood in Japan. Having lived both in Japan and the US, I can tell you the way people talk about paranormal stuff here is different. Japan has a rich culture of ghost stories and urban legends. And if you've spent time online, you know spooky Asian stories have blown up in popularity over the last 20 years or so. When I was in my late teens and early 20s, my friends and I were obsessed with exploring places in Japan known for paranormal activity and creepy urban legends. This was before ghost hunting shows really blew up on TV. In Japan, they air these creepy specials every August, their own witching season. That's what inspired us to go on these little adventures. So here's what happened. I had just come back to Japan for winter break after my fall semester in college. A few friends had stayed in Japan after high school, so I had people to hang out with. One chilly December night, my buddies and I were just cruising around. No real plan. Typical for a couple of 19-year-old guys hoping to maybe meet some girls at the usual hangouts. One friend, let's call him Jay, was obsessed with drifting his 90s Nissan Silvia. Honestly, he wasn't very good, but he tried hard. That night, he suggested we head to Asamizo Park near our hometown. It's a big public park with several parking lots, perfect for practicing drifting without causing a scene. We agreed and drove there. We pulled into the first parking lot around 10 p.m. I lit a cigarette, took in the quiet night air, and felt that weird sensation like we were being watched from the nearby woods. Every time I glanced over, nothing was there, but the feeling stuck. Suddenly, my phone vibrated in my pocket. I nearly jumped. It was strange because I was only borrowing my sister's phone while back in Japan, and the number showed up as restricted. I answered. Mosh mosh, I said. Silence, just static, then a girl's voice. She didn't say anything at first. I thought maybe she was a friend of my sister's, so I explained. I'm her brother. I'm just borrowing her phone tonight. If you need to reach her, you should call the house. She apologized quietly, and I hung up, putting the phone back in my pocket and turning my attention back to Jay's car. Not even 10 minutes later, the phone rang again. Same restricted number. This time, the same girl was on the line. Before I could ask why she was calling, she cut me off. I answered cautiously, keeping things vague. She asked, "What are you doing in a park so late?" I almost answered, when it hit me. I never told her I was at a park. I said firmly, I never said I was at a park. She giggled lightly and said, I thought you said you were at a park. I told her, this is weird. I have to go, and hung up. Jay got tired of drifting and suggested we change spots. We went to another parking lot near some soccer fields. The orange glow of the street lamps was comforting, but that feeling of being watched came back. Jay parked and turned off the car. Silence fell with only this faint smell of burnt rubber lingering. R asked, what's up with the phone calls? I explained everything. They joked maybe my sister told her friends I was back, but something didn't feel right. Suddenly, the phone rang again. Same number, same girl. This time, she sounded more aggressive. Why did you leave? What was wrong with the last spot? I asked. What do you mean? She said. You left the last parking lot you were just at. I felt the hairs on the back of my neck stand up. I'd kept my answers vague. How did she know all of this? I hung up. My phone blew up with calls. I answered, irritated. What do you want? Only silence. Then static. Then a quiet voice. I'm at the field. I see you. I spun around, heart pounding, scanning the empty field. What do you mean you see me at the field? I asked. She said, I see you, standing there with your friends, your gray jacket, your friend's car. I'm coming over. I want to hang out. And then the line went dead. I told Jay and R what she said. They looked confused, maybe a little freaked out. The phone rang again. Hey, I'm almost there. Will you wait for me? I snapped. No, what's going on? How do you know where I am? Who are you? I know all of my sister's friends and I don't recognize your voice. She whispered back. I never said I knew your sister. I looked back at the field. No one was there. Jay was freaking out too. He said, nobody knows we're out here. How does she know? Remember, this was 2000. No smartphones, no social media, no GPS tracking. We were kilometers out of the way. The phone rang again. Before I could say anything, she asked, Can you see me? I was turning around like crazy. R grabbed the phone from me and started messing with her, asking what she was wearing. He even asked about her underwear collar. Then she hung up. R said, I think I annoyed her enough. She probably won't call again. We nervously laughed, but then my phone blew up again. The voice was louder now with wind in the background. I'm coming closer. Don't leave me. I want to be with you. Suddenly, Jay dropped his soda, staring at the field. What the fuck is that? He whispered. I hung up, looked at my friends. Jay told us to get in a car. We sped away. My phone rang once more. Reluctantly, I answered. Her voice was huskier. It's a shame you left before I could reach you. Jay was driving like crazy, and I held the phone to my ear. She said, I guess I'll just have to follow you to the family mart you're going to stop at. And then she laughed. A creepy, chilling laugh. I said, "What do you mean, the family mart we're going to?" Before I finished, Jay slammed on the brakes and pulled over. His face was pale. He asked quietly, "How does she know I was taking us to Family Mart?" I powered off the phone. We sat in silence for a while. It felt like a nightmare. Later, at a 24-hour restaurant with some friends, I told them what happened. At first, everyone was excited to hear the story, but then the mood shifted. One friend, Achan, asked where exactly in the park we were. Her boyfriend, H, lit a cigarette and said seriously, "You guys know what happened at Asamizo Park, right?" We looked at each other blankly. He continued, "One night, a girl was walking through the park. Someone dragged her into the green belt, where she was sexually assaulted and strangled. People say her spirit haunts the area." I scoffed. "You're joking, right?" He shook his head. "Nope, but you guys should go to a shrine. Her spirit might have latched onto you." I still don't know who was calling that night or how she knew where we were, but it remains one of the creepiest experiences of my life. Thanks for listening and have a good night.